Sigmund Meyers is a man that is listed as missing from Portland, Oregon on NamUs. The date of last contact, of course, on that website, is stated to have been January 1st, 1920. At the time of his disappearance, he was 44 years old. Though I don't believe he was still alive today, if somehow he was, he would be 147 years old. Sigmund, who was also known as Sig, was a white male who was 5'9" and 165 to 175 pounds. All details on NamUs are approximated from his family. There are a few exclusions to his case on NamUs, two from Oregon. There's very little information known about this man and his background. There is a web sleuth thread about him, though it hasn't had very many leads. A clip from the Oregon Daily Journal was posted, which is dated from April 10th, 1915. It states that a well-dressed man was fished out of the river at the Inman Polson Mill the prior Thursday. Interestingly, it said, the man remained unidentified at the time of article. Relatives of patrolman Sig Meyers, who has been ill for several months and has been missing for 5 weeks, called at the morgue, and they were unable to identify the body. The man appeared to be 40 years of age, and the cufflinks bear an English letter H. One user, Payroll Nerd, made a good point, though, in that Sigmund might have succumbed to the Spanish flu, as it was something going around from that time period. Interestingly, the article stated that Sig Meyers had been missing for 5 weeks at that time, so that would place his disappearance around late February or early March. I found an article from the Oregon Daily Journal that was dated February 12th, 1915, where the bodies of a horse and a man were found badly decomposed. It stated that the corpse was still at the morgue, unidentified. Because of the decomposition, the body was turned over to disposal that following Monday. Keep in mind, 100 plus years ago, they did not have the types of technology we have today in order to preserve, or you know what I mean, when it comes to the post-life process, to put it that way. I could not find much on Sigmund in the newspapers, though. There were a few mentions in time prior to 1915, but even searching for him in 1920 seemed to rear nothing. There are a few unidentified bodies on NamUs that are from Oregon. I also used the unsure and unknown boxes in case there may be just very, very old skeletons that, are unknown. One case is a John Doe that was found on August 26, 1972. Bandon, Oregon, and estimated to have been dead for years. John Doe is estimated to have been 50 to 80 years old, 5'9", and had full upper and lower denture plates with the number S1 214/66 etched into them. John Doe was found wearing tan leather lace-up boots with white soles that were the Built Right brand. Next to his body was a thin leather belt buckled at 42 inches. Remnants of gray wool socks with green and red stripes were at the top. His remains were near completely skeletonized, if not completely, with one or both of his hands not recovered. As it goes on NamUs, the skeletal remains were discovered in a bushy area of Highway 101, north of Highway 101 and the Highway 42 junction. There have been 3 exclusions to his case, 1 from Oregon. Interestingly, it was actually not Sigmund. A second John Doe was found on February 6th, 1974 in, sorry if I pronounce this wrong, I believe it is Multnomah County, Oregon. This case only had 1 exclusion. Very little is known about this John Doe, but NamUs states that he may have been 22 to 30 years old, 5'8", and that the remains were found skeletonized in the aforementioned county. There is not much else known about him, such as the estimated amount of time he may have been decayed. He may have been deceased when found. His race is considered unknown at this time. But beyond this, there's very little known about this case.